Well, hello again.
Mini pod.
Mini pods in the house.
I like these actually. I prefer this.
Yeah, I do too, because I feel like it keeps us focused a little bit better, hey?
And we can do all these fun topics that we like, that we try to cram into 30 or 40 minutes. So this way we're very right?
I like it.
We do.
So what's this one, girl?
This one is nagging and bitching. Might not have been what the title said, but it's about nagging and bitching.
Mm-hmm. Because, a lot of us do that.
And do women do that more than men?
Well, that's a good question.
I would probably say, not that men don't have their own thing, we'd probably have to label it ignoring and grumping. I don't know. I think more in proportion, women nag and bitch more than men, if we're gonna use those words.
Yeah.
If you're in a relationship with a naggy and bitchy man, sorry, then tell him to listen to this. Nagging and bitching are awesome tools and everyone should do it, right? That's what we're going to talk about.
Oh, yes. They're very effective tools at creating a loving, warm, safe space in your relationship.
Because you'll be all by yourself eventually.
If you like your own company, we highly suggest it.
Nagging and bitching.
Yes.
Yeah.
All joking aside, though, it's what? So why do you think it happens?
What I was just gonna say, I don't know any man that I've ever talked to that said, "My God, does my woman nag and bitch so sexy." I haven't heard. Maybe I haven't met that man yet. Why do we do it? Because we mirror things with our men and we get frustrated and communication levels are low. Usually it happens too when there's some kind of stress going on, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And it becomes a nasty, shitty habit that you are comfortable in.
Mm-hmm.
And it gets shit done. And so and I think that it works. So through a certain level until it doesn't. And that's the problem. So it's the same reason why as a mother, I would yell at my kids and stuff would be done until I realized the yelling was just causing trauma because they're scared of you, right? So nagging and bitching works because they do it, but it's not the art of getting to know your man, that's for sure, like we talked about last time.
That's right. I think another thing that comes out of the need to nag and bitch is it could be a few things, right? Like it could be a control thing, like a person needs, that's the way they feel control in their life, in their relationship. It's also kind of like the way I see it with people and myself, who's talking about me. So, but the way I see it with people is it's like there's almost a hurt associated with it. There's a hurt there, and it's almost masked by nagging and bitching, right? So as to like not show that you're actually hurt and not discuss the hurt, in my opinion.
Yeah. So the hurt becomes about the garbage in the toilet paper and the way the toothpaste is done, and really that's not the issue.
That's right. There's something else there's the issue, the elephant in the room that is not being discussed, so it's being masked as something else.
Yeah.
And so, nagging and bitching is not a pleasant way for you to live, and it's not a pleasant way for your partner to live, and it's not a pleasant way for your family if you have it to live. And so if you are somebody who resonates with that, my opinion would be like, really ask yourself, what's the root of this? Is there something that's getting up your ass about your partner or your relationship or your life in general that you're avoiding looking at, that needs your emotional attention, right? And needs some communication poured on it.
Absolutely. And if you're a man listening to this and she's nagging and bitching you, it's not what it's about.
That's right.
It's not what it's about. So start looking, start reacting different. If you don't like the nagging and bitching, the first thing you say is stop nagging and bitching. It just becomes this battle as
Mm-hmm.
opposed to going, wait a minute, what's going on here?
Mm-hmm.
I guess,
I would say to both people, can you open the door of conversation?
yeah. And if you can't, if it's just so habitual, what if you start lessening it? So if you're the nagger and the bitcher, what if you actually challenge yourself to go, you know what, does that really bother me? Like, can you even just start with executing one little thing? Just pick one. Like, we're not saying maybe he is a total slob and his habits have gone. Maybe this is the dance you're doing as I nag, stuff gets done, bitching. And that's just become some kind of sick dance that you both are stuck in. What if you just start to go, you know what? I'm not even going to mention that one because it doesn't actually bug me as much. And you drop it. What happens? What happens if you just start infusing joy into something? What if you, I don't know, what if you make taking the garbage out your new exercise for the day and you do 20 squats on the way out? And then the next thing you know, in 2 months, you lost 20 pounds for taking out the garbage. And you're like, oh, thanks. I'm so glad like, what if it's something that ridiculous?
That's right. And you know, a lot of people who are naggers and bitchers, it's like, it's if it's a control thing, I think it's a little bit of everything, but it's kind of hard to give up that control, because if you are somebody who's kind of keeping shit together by nagging and bitching about it, it's hard to kind of release that control to enjoying your time with your partner instead, or just letting shit slide instead. So my suggestion would be, can you get curious about getting uncomfortable a little bit? It's only going to be uncomfortable the first couple times, right? But like, I'm telling you right now, I've been a nag, I've been a bitch. And it's kind of like, when you can pause and allow yourself to really grasp that situation. So it's like you're about to bitch about something, you're about to nag or complain or something. If you can pause and just like decide what you really want in that moment, and like just almost laugh it out a little bit and like make it silly, it helps, right? I mean, I know we're all different people and we all have different personalities, but if you make it kind of funny, it lightens up everything. You know what I mean?
You can do you could breathe through it, you could laugh through it, you could make a list that is way easy. Like, there's so many ways that'll work with the different personalities. But I would challenge anybody who's been, like, if you lived with a mom who nagged and bitched, that could be something you do because it's habitual. Did you enjoy listening to that? Nobody does. Nobody does. And then a little juicier, which is going to lead into another topic eventually, is, are you only nagging and bitching because that's the only connection you have with your man? And if you stop it, it might show you that you need more love and joy in your life. And what if it's not going to come from him? So that's a whole new dynamic that we're going to have to talk about.
That is juicy.
Nagging and bitching is not fun.
No. And that's the point of this we're just skimming it here, but it's like, really, like, I think a lot of us can relate to that or have been that way at some point, and it's kind of like, really consider, are you enjoying this process? Because if Tony and I, our thing is joy and vibrancy still, right? So it's like, if you're not enjoying the experience and the process of what that brings, being somebody who nitpicks and bitches and complains about things, and like, just, you know, always kind of giving like a passive aggressiveness, it's like, it's a gross feeling to want to partner up with, right? So just, you have to be honest with yourself if it's really even working for you, because if it's not working for you, it's definitely not working for anybody else.
You know, are you feeling vibrant and joyful as you nag and bitch? I doubt it.
I doubt it too. And if you are, that's awesome.
If you are, that's a whole different discussion. You might get more action being naked on top of the garbage can than nagging about it, though.
Ooh. And that's a wrap.
That's a wrap.
come work with us at our linktree.com site, www.linktr.ee/redlipstickbabes. Can't wait to see you there.